Hey there, Pisces community. Soul Tiger is here with a story for this wonderful, wonderful community. Now, as usual, I don't know what's gonna happen, but there is a vibe that I'm picking up as I'm cleansing the cards out and asking for your ancestor spirit guides as well as angels, divine and universal energy to be the guides and protectors for the positive messages for this story. So the vibe that I'm picking up is let the imagination play, Pisces, in this story in an organic way. We can always let the imagination play to where all the worst can happen, or we can let the imagination play to where all the best can happen. No judgment here. I want to say that I have no judgment. The divine has no judgment. Your angels, ancestors, and guides, no judgment. I mean, they may give you a little side eye for some choices that you make, but they all understand that this dimension, this experience is a very, very hard one. So as this story unfolds, again, I just want to remind the Pisces in this story, no judgment here for past mistakes. Where is the truth? Are you speaking your full truth? The angels are asking that in particular. To reach the end of a cycle is your destiny. When the truth comes out, Pisces, in this story, because there's something that's going to unfold here. So when the truth comes out of mistakes, either from yourself or others, forgiveness. Forgiveness is the key. And I don't know if y'all have some Italian ancestors, but this is what I hear, and I quote is, forget about them. Just forget about them, eh? They're a dime a dozen. The soon-to-be start is not as heavy as the Pisces in the story thinks it will be. It's not as heavy. It's not going to be this big weight on your shoulders. A lot of times, one of our biggest fears before we go off into a new direction as we end a cycle is, how bad is it going to be for us? And that could be what's happening here is a Pisces is just focused. They're just focused on all the bad things that are going to happen, or all the things that are going to be the hardest. And all the energies around from your ancestors, spirit guides, angels, divine and universal energy all say this. It's not as heavy as what you think it's going to be. And they also add, bitter endings don't come with closure a lot of times. I think that's so to help Pisces keep moving forward when they end this old cycle. I know for myself, when closure isn't given, it bothers me. It bothers me to the core, especially when I work so hard for something. So just remember, sometimes that closure in the long run doesn't come from whatever situation that we're dealing with. The closure comes from within ourselves when we finally have forgiven and learned what we needed to learn from this situation. All right? So let's get started. So I want to kind of, as we dive into this story, I want to keep it as simple and easy to translate, to interpret, but also to give out the positive messages. Because Pisces is going through a lot. And honestly, I had a raven feather just like, hey, you need to have me on your table here, and just know that there is a lot of stuff that are going on in multiple dimensions or multiple areas in the Piscean's life. So right here I have my crow's deck. Sometimes the images can be a little a little on the, oh my gosh, I can't believe this person purchased this type of deck spectrum. But sometimes our shadow side literally feels like that when we're in fear. So anything that I really feel like will offend anyone, I'm going to let you know, and then I'm going to give you some kind of signal when the image has been pulled. Now, not all the time do they come out. There's just a few cards that is like, ooh wee, that is a shadow side. Put it in work. All right, and like I said, this is a safe and sacred space here. So right away, what I'm picking up is there's definitely some nervousness. Teeth are in a chattering kind of thing. I don't know if it's nervousness from what they're doing, nervousness. I get a little bit of a cold sensation too. Something's cold here. So divine and universal energy, what needs to come out with the Shamanic Healing Oracle when it comes to the introduction? So right away, they want to say omens are being sent. Omens are being sent. They're being sent during the day and during the night. Pay attention. Pay attention. Those are reconfirming. What are they reconfirming? That Pisces needs to stop and do some self-care. Stop trying to run around and get everything done for whoever, whatever. You got to take care of you too, boo-boo. You got to take care of you. That is so important. What do we have there? Healing energy. You are the one who can bring that on. You are the one who can open that gate. They say that in order for negative energy to enter even our homes, we have to give it permission. To heal, to allow that energy to enter, again, we have to give it permission. What else needs to come out for the introduction? Something that's playing at the almonds. Something here you're at odds ends with. There's a cycle here. Past, present, and future. Somehow this is all tying together currently in what Pisces is dealing with. There's something here that trickles from the past into the present. And when they look at their future, they're letting it be seen in the future there too. But your almonds are here to give a opposite kind of guidance. The power of observation. The power of observation. Being able to step outside of ourselves and observe what's happening from a neutral standpoint. Letting go of the constrictions of what we believe should happen. I have sacred space. So the almonds, past, present, future, this is all intertwined to your inner sacred space. What has been allowed to happen, to keep continuing, to keep going. And what it leads to is it's almost like chasing your tail for others. When actually taking care of yourself will do something a whole lot different. You will be able to make progress because you are no longer chasing your tail. And what is the final message? Final message. Oh, comes at 3 cards. We have sexual energy in reverse here. Sexual energy, that's a lot of Scorpio. That's a lot of desires. What we learned in last month's new moon, full moon interpretation, new moon being in Scorpio, is a lot of people go into lust for their desires. Now, desires are things that we wish would happen. But what ends up happening is with lust, the meaning of lust is using sexual energy to get to a desire. So there's something here that's bass-ass backwards with an outlook when it comes to our sexual energy. And it could have to do with creating a new movement imbalance. A lot of times with sexual energy, I will take it back to self-validation. We are very confused in this time. We think that people who lust after us validate how valuable we are. No, 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 no. Last card we're not seeing is here we are. Positive feminine energy. What is that? That is compassion, acceptance, kindness, and mercy. There is something that we have to stop doing here, Pisces. It could be a negative outlook onto ourselves. It could be using sex to get things. Trying to use lust for currency. A lot of times people don't talk about how even selfies are a form of currency. But what it is putting ourselves out there. Our vulnerable selves out there, because when we share our bodies with others, that is a very vulnerable state. So I have somebody who is putting a vulnerable side out there, and we're being asked to cleanse this side out, and let's balance both energies, masculine, feminine, subconscious, and conscious. What is it that I have a Pisces who's only seeking validation through the one way? What is it that they're looking for between these energies? Holy moly. You are very smart. That's all I can say. There's a lot of philosophical, there we go, energy that I am picking up right now. You just got to believe in it for the Pisces in this story. You have great perception. You have great visions. But the whole thing is, because we're so stuck in one way in our sacred space and how we put out our energy as a certain kind of currency, we can't see. We have blinded ourselves here. All right, so let's take a more in-depth dive here by going into the present for the Piscean frequency. What is it that needs to come out? Ooh, that's a new itchy. That is a new itchy. If you're dehydrated, if you haven't drinking water right now, because this happens right here where they would put something like an IV intravenously, drink water. If you drink a lot of coffee, drink some water. You may be dehydrated as well. When we bring water in, that will help balance out our emotions or help ground us out a little bit in our emotional self. So right away, the movement into balance is to create harmony. Pisces at the core of themselves wants harmony with others. Maybe Pisces in a sense wants to be a matriarch. They want to be the person that others look up to. Okay, something we're not seeing. They want to manifest stuff. They really do. There is a passionate side, a compassionate side at the heart that they want to manifest things. Remember, you're not being judged for your mistakes here. We're talking about who you are as an individual and what you truly want. And there's been a lot of building towards that. But the whole thing is how Piscean has built. They're not sure of it. They're not sure if it's enough. I'm getting a lot of stability here. They don't know if it will be enough. There we go. For the adventure that's coming. And this is where this temptation comes in. That devil. The fear of not having enough. And then there's the Hierophant traditions. Not knowing how to break certain traditions. Who are these traditions? What are these traditions? I need to know a little bit more. So let's go ahead and get a clarity card. For some reason, the traditions are something that's always taken into consideration. Or, yeah, It's even in the subconscious. We don't know it, but certain ways that we've grown up, we will make subconscious decisions based on that. So can I get a clarity card for the Hierophant? And then I have this 8 of Pentacles here. Dishonesty in your business, your reputation, as well as your long-term goals are in jeopardy. Lack of insight into problems affect your judgment. You are extremely short-sighted into your future. Careless spending, solicit several bids before making decision. Business, partnership, and conflict. Now somebody's breaking something. There's something being broken here. It could have been a 6 of Cups. So concentrate on pleasant, happy memories of good times to comfort you in times of trouble. Remember the good times and let go of the bad. Someone or something from your past brings you happiness, emotional relief, and healing from grief or loss. And the last card to clarify this Hierophant is the 8 of Swords. You are overwhelmed by problems and personal issues. Domination, restriction, forced into living by others' rules. You feel trapped and think there is no way out. Your own fear, indecision, or priorities may be causing this. Solutions do exist. The answers require clear thinking and compromise. So somebody's breaking a tradition. Somebody in your environment, there's a situation here where a tradition is being broken. Now I have this temptation here because all Pisces wants to manifest is the stability of their future. They have this idea of who they want to be, where they want to go in a sense. But somebody, and what I get, has pulled the rug from under their feet. What else needs to come out for the present? I have sacrifice, which is 12. 12 is going to be the Hangman. We need a different view. That's what I've been saying, because this lands on the Pentacles and this lands on the Temptation. Right here, this is your card. Pisces, Hangman. This is Neptune energy. So let's talk about Neptune energy for Pisces. Shows much about how a person expresses imagination, mysticism, and mystical love. Pisces saying is, I believe. So what is it that we can believe? What is it? And I just want to highlight this. I have somebody holding a baby. Maybe they want to believe that they can be a caring, considerate person for others, who not only gives birth to new ideas, but is able to nurture those ideas. This is moon energy. This is a lot of feminine energy here. A lot of going within the emotions and having a raw look and creating a balance, which is going to help the thoughts as well. And what I hear from an ancestor who watches over this Pisces directly is you need to start eating better. You need to start eating better. Don't miss meals. Make sure you sit down and you have your 3 meals. All right? It is very important you take care of yourself right now. What else needs to come out? So I have this 5 of Swords comes out in reverse. In a sense, there's something that we've put down. Something that wants to have some kind of balance, some justice come in. What is this? A dumping out. dumping out. What I hear is the truth will set you free in a sense. If you can put down the negative thoughts. Self-blaming. That's what it is. Don't blame yourself when whatever comes in. Because somebody's going to do a big dumping out. It's almost like a confession here. I don't know what it is. It could be in a sense where a person doesn't bring you a confession. But there's something here that a Piscean is going to run into. And it's going to resonate and it's going to bring on a new truth. Because again, closure doesn't always happen the way that we want to. But this new confession could be Pisces confessing to themselves that where they're at in this moment, like really being truthful with themselves, being able to confess what they really want, what they really believe in. That mysticism is something that takes over them in a sense, because they can feel something before they even see it. But there is something here that is really being felt in the emotions. I'm hearing 2 more cards. What are the last 2 cards here? Last 2 cards here. You need to do some breathing exercises. Box breathing exercises. B-O-X breathing exercises. Look it up on YouTube. It forces you to come out of the mind and to solely focus on your breathing. Alright, because I have a Pisces, if we don't get those breathing exercises going in and you start to kind of confess to yourself, it's almost going to look like a breakdown. There it is. So what's not seen is this new offering that's needed. Putting down one thing and picking up another. This new way of thinking, in a sense where you're not going to self-blame, you're going to be like, okay, this happened, this demolitioned out, where can I go next? What can I build? I see myself building more in a sense. You have to be able to believe that you can climb these new mountains. And when you sit here and say, I've been through so much, you know, I've gotten this far in life, and open up to the next part of your journey, I mean, you're going to see the next set of mountains on your journey to climb. Maybe a new place to call home somewhere. I'm not sure. But there needs to be a clarity of thought around the traditions, around what's tempting, around everything that they feel like they're gonna lose. Because in the grand scheme of things, Pisces, material goods are that. They're just material goods. We can't take it unless you was a pharaoh back in the day and all the craziness they did when they stocked their temple up of everything that they had. I mean, that doesn't work like that. We don't have temples. And I really don't think they have it on the other side. So material goods come and go. Just know that they come and they go. So we're going to go ahead and get started with the block here. And I'm looking at the bottom because at the very bottom of the deck is I have the Lovers in reverse. And what tells me is what keeps Pisces here is the stalemate that they've run with this communication with whoever this other energy is. I'm sorry. I know that whatever this situation is important, and my next sentence is not to sound heartless. It's just looking at the picture here is whoever it is, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at the end of the day, because all I see is Pisces here. And I think your ancestors would like you to know that you matter. You matter. You matter so much that they don't even want to focus on that other one. They don't even want to throw this other one in here, because it literally needs to be about you right now and what you need. All right, so we're going to get started with the block here, and don't forget, if there's something icky, grotesque, something about this that I feel like it's going to offend others, I will let you know, and I will give a signal when that card has been pulled out of view of the camera. Okie dokie. So, ancestors, you are right here. What is it that you would like to have come out? Oh my goodness, it's a lot. So let's do this on the fly. Ancestors says being up on your head about creating these new traditions. These new traditions are keeping you from creating healthy boundaries, which prevents the ending of cycles that need to happen and keep you in the constrictions of somebody else. We have a very negative energy here. This is where they're going to be brought up. And this negative energy has been one of the times. This negative energy, I have a 6 of Wands here, could be somebody on the outside that looks really good, but on the inside, they lack compassion, they lack acceptance, they lack kindness, and they lack mercy. Whatever it is. And the whole thing is, whatever the situation is, it keeps you chained. I can't show any more of that. There you are. Ta-da-da! It keeps you chained to all the negative energy, to that devil energy, to being used. That's what it is. Because I believe the last time in the story, it was for Pisces, if you were kept in one spot, that means this other could go off and do whatever they do. And it is whoever this person on the outside that looks really good, because this person is very controlling. They got stuff up their sleeves. Look it, they don't want me to talk about it. Let me clear my voice. Throat chakra. So, you know in the movies how like the characters are walking through the alley and then you got this like dark figure come up and like, you want to watch? This is kind of like them. They have a lot of stuff that is up their sleeve that has been taken from other places, other things. It's like, I'm hearing gaslight. So what this person could do is they can know what you like and stuff. So when they act like a fool and you're like, I'm going to get off my chain, and you don't get off because boom, they pop up in front of you with something. It could be an item. It could be some kind of recognition for a quick second. Whatever it is they offer you this little token that makes you feel like, okay, they're not that bad. But then you know what they do is they take you, remember, because they're gaining things, and they put you right in there with everything else that they gained, and they go off. Now remember, this is the one who opens the stuff that they have taken to sell to others. I'm just going to leave that at that. I feel like they selling the Piscean in this story short for what they deserve. They're just looking to make some deals. All right, so what else needs to come out? I'm hearing to get a clarity card. Somebody wants a clarity card for the devil. All right, you got it. What is that clarity card for the devil? I got the Hangman in reverse that lands on that Queen of Pentacles in reverse. And the Tower. And the Hangman's almost in the, or it's actually an upright. It's almost in the full upright. So clarification here for this devil has to do with the Tower. And it has to do with that very, very greedy Queen of Pentacles energy. The card of contradictions. Confusing times ahead. Do the opposite of what your instincts tell you to do. Opposite of what you're used to doing. Peace of mind comes from making decisions. Put aside any selfish interest. It may be necessary to sacrifice in order to achieve success. Instead of trying to control situations and people, leave them alone. That's for your own good, boo-boos. Because they stressing you out so much you're not able to take care of yourself. Remember, there's no judgment here. All right? No judgment. All right, so let's continue. I'm hearing a few more cards. All right, something we're confused on has to do with these traditions. The fear is how to go off. How to go off. The Fool represents Aquarius energy. I know. All right. And we're not fixed in what you know, Pisces. Let's also talk about Uranus energy. Shows us an area of life where one can express originality as well as anticipate sudden, dramatic changes. So I feel like for the Fool to represent a bit of Aquarius here is because the Aquarius house is all about reform, aspirations. It even talks about sometimes Aquarius being the rebel, going against the grain, going against the traditions. A lot of times people who do that are deemed the black sheep. I'm not going to lie, they don't make the social settings, their social communities very happy when they go off into their adventures of healing and self-growth. That could be something here that also weighs on the mind. You have to ask yourself, in a sense, would you rather have a group of phony friends that are a dime a dozen, or would you rather have an elite squad made up of few that you know that they ride out for you and you would ride out for them? A lot of times that elite squad comes down to you, boo-boos, having your own back every day, all day, from the beginning of the day to the end of the day, to even when you're sleeping. One more card. What is the last card for the block here for the Pisces community? I have a lot of nervousness. There's something fidgety with the hands here. Maybe doing some painting. I'm hearing calligraphy. Jewelry. Making jewelry. Using some copper wiring. But you need to get busy. Crocheting. There's some busyness here that needs to happen to help take your focus out of this person there. Seriously, when you can take a break from the stress of the mind, the burdens on the shoulders are going to lessen a little bit, okay? But yeah, find something to do, something to pass the time besides this movement. What else needs to come out? Woo-hoo. And watch out for the tricks. I don't know if you've seen that card. And the tricks are going to come at the expense of somebody trying to hold you back from going on your new journey. And this may be a direct masculine energy, but this is going to have to do with somebody who, God, they have a lot of imbalance when it comes to their feminine energy within. This is somebody who has issues with feminine energy. It could be a masculine, it could be a feminine. There are women who have issues with women. But whoever this person is, they are looking directly at this, keeping somebody locked up, and this keeping somebody confused. And this is a King of Pentacles here. I don't know if I showed y'all this one. King of Pentacles likes their toys. I'll just say that. They like their toys a lot. What I hear for the direct message from a higher up is avoidance. Avoiding reacting to whatever they're going to kind of throw in the mix. They really want to keep you from breaking this cycle or this tradition, whatever the situation is. That's what it is. You don't have to show them your scary side. Let's admit it, Pisces can be reactive. What I'm hearing is you don't have to show them your scary side to prove your point. Simply letting it be like water on a duck's back and letting it roll off, especially if they're a narcissist. My ex was a big narcissist, one of them. And they feed off of when you react to them. When you defend yourself against them, they feed it. It's like, who was the Dragon Ball? It was Cell. Have you ever watched the Cell games on Dragon Ball Z? It's like that. The more that they came at him and reacted and defended themselves against him, the more he was able to weaken them and absorb them and be able to grow into something more powerful. What it is a narcissist disarms somebody little by little. And a narcissist sits here and knows a person's tics and they use them against them. So what I can tell you right here with confidence is when you are trying to do your thing and you're ignoring them and they give you that little tiny smart remark, that little tiny one that wants to make your blood boil, that makes you want to react. Tell them, thank you, okay. Thank you, okay. Have a great day. Thank you, okay. And I'm going to be for real with you. Because it's hard to unchain yourself from a narcissist. It really is. And when they leave, you have that moment of reaction with yourself. Sit there and journal it out. Play your loud music. Whatever it is. I mean, go through with a pillow and have a pillow fight with the couch or something. Always safely express your anger. Okay? Safely. Have it out. Somehow express it. Again, through journaling or something. Have those tears. Have that release. Because what happens when you argue back with them is you don't have those tears. You don't have that release. And then you carry around the burdens of the stress, that the even more stress they put onto you with their ignorant opinion. No, this person, this narcissist is a reflection of a past self somewhere. All right, that's all it is. And what I tell my clients and what I've learned along the lines is when you're fully confident in yourself, when you're fully confident that you're making choices from the heart for the greater good, when somebody comes in to rock your boat to try and make you feel like you have to walk on eggshells, that's not what happens. Because again, you've grown to know yourself. You have these healthy boundaries. And by not reacting to a narcissist is you're starting to build a boundary there. All right. But again, you have to safely express this. You really do. Maybe getting into some therapy will help. I would honestly say that opposed to going to a family member. Because I have a Pisces here who feels so out on their own. That's what I would say. And the great thing about going to somebody and talking to a professional is they don't know the gossip. They don't know your past choices to judge you. All right. What it is they should help bring in a clarity through asking key questions and letting you think it out for yourself. Feeling what you feel, in a sense. A healer does not heal the person, but merely opens up the way for the person to start beginning to heal on their own. Remember that, all right? So let's go ahead and continue. I ended up pulling the Universe Oracle cards here because I feel like self-love is really needed. And I feel like a Piscean just needs some more confirmation that the universe, nobody's judging them. Nobody's judging them. It's a part of your 12th house here, the ending of old cycles, preparing for new cycles. And you know, if anybody wants to judge you harshly without actually talking to you, listening to you, instead of just listening to you just to react to what you're saying, boo-boo, that person doesn't really care to hear what you have to say at that time. And no matter what you tell them, it won't be good enough. All right? People who truly care will sit back and they will listen to your truth. Those are the type of people who know that when it comes to friendships, when it comes to relationships, whether with siblings, parents, co-workers, that every relationship takes work. And it takes work of being able to step back and listen to this person tell their truth and being supportive of that truth. Understanding everybody has their individual lives. Nobody's perfect. All right, so divine and universal energy. What is the conclusion here? What is the conclusion with the positive messages for the Pisces in this story? Oh, two things. Two things here when it comes to manifesting, when it comes to being okay with having a restart, when it comes to dealing with this other, is there is a stream of love supporting my dreams. People who are there for you support those dreams. People who want to tear down your dreams, you need to sit here and take a step back and really look at their motives. I've never seen this card before. Oh my goodness, I'm getting excited. Oh, I'm sorry. I witness the darkness and call on the light with my prayer. Thank you, universe, for guiding me to perceive this fear through the eyes of the teacher of love. Learning how to be grateful for all our choices. The good, the bad, the beautiful, the ugly, and everything in between. These choices gave us our experiences, even when we didn't have choices. And these experiences is what's created us as an individual here. All right, the more you dog on your experiences, the more you're dogging on your individual self. The more you can see it from the other side of the coin with love, with compassion, with acceptance, with kindness, and with mercy for who your past self was versus who you are now, who you want to evolve into. All right, let's go. A few more cards here. All right, something else we're not seeing. This tugs at our vulnerability, could tug a little bit at temptation as well. The more energy and intention I bring to my faith, the more fearless and free I am. What I'm hearing is if you want something to dedicate yourself to, dedicate your love to, because there are some of us who love taking care of things. That would be dedicating yourself to your faith, your beliefs, to your self-care. This is going to open you up to seeing how strong you are and how free you can be from these chains that are holding you down right now, the fears and the doubts. All right, 3 more cards. Oh, here we go. When it comes to manifesting, just know the universe has my back. And it comes at that inner wisdom within yourself. Remember that. There's a reason why you want to manifest something more. There's a reason why you're stuck in this spot right now and you're questioning things. It's because you're meant to go further. What else needs to come out? Last 2 messages. Ooh, we got one right here. Another owl, inner wisdom. I do whatever it takes to get closer to consciousness. That's becoming more self-aware. Becoming more self-aware is not just an inner thing, it's actually an outer thing too. It's being curious to picking your head up and looking around more. And that's also in here, picking your head up and your emotions. Looking around when something comes in, why does this make me feel this way? All right. Last message. Here it is. The universe works fast when I'm having fun. Don't let this one rain on your parade. Don't let them rain on your parade. To practice living a happy life is actually really hard. It's really, really hard because we're met with so many other energies that don't have a happy life. Or they don't deem they have a happy life. They don't deem that they have a good life either. Just know when you're running into these other energies who want to be like, come here, Pisces. My misery wants your company. No. That's a part of that reacting to them. Keep doing you, boo-boos. I keep seeing hands. Your hands, busy hands, cooking, painting, calligraphy. Something here in this expression that's gonna help you move past this one. All right? Well, this is gonna conclude it. And as always, don't forget to thank your angels, ancestors, spirit guides, as well as divine and universal energy for all the positive messages here. And I hope you have a most wonderful rest of your day.